Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another interesting session of electrostatic potential and capacitance, session 5. In today's session, we will be learning about electrostatics of conductors. What are conductors? Conductors are mobile charge carriers. In today's session, Subramaniam Sir, PGT Physics of TSMS Turkapalli, will be dealing about electrostatics of these conductors. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Please take over the session.
Yes, ma'am. Respected Principal Madam, Shailja Madam, Principals and children, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome back to another session of this particular unit, Electrostatic Potential and Capacitance, Part 5. Till now, we have dealt, if you remember, the potential difference. We dealt with the potential due to system of charges. We have also dealt with the potential due to an electric dipole, and in the last session, if you remember, we have dealt extensively about these particular aspects. And shall we go ahead, children, with this particular topic? And this has a lot of importance in our daily life. You will see that there is a lot of connection of this particular topic with our day-to-day life. Let us see. This is a very, very interesting topic. I hope all of you listen attentively, and there are a lot of applications which will come for your entrance examinations. So a very important topic I am presenting. Let us see. The learning objectives for this particular topic. We are learning electrostatics of conductors. We are learning about applications of electrostatics of conductors, and we will be looking at electrostatic shielding and its applications. Let us recall the information what we have dealt with. Potential energy of charge Q in an external electric field is given by U is equal to Q into V of R, where Q denotes the charge, V denotes the potential potential at that particular point, represented by its position R. The kinetic energy gained by an electron when it is accelerated by a potential difference of 1 volt is called as electron volt. 1 electron volt is equals to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. The potential energy of the dipole U is equals to PE into cos theta 0 minus cos theta I, where theta 0 is the initial angle, theta I is the final angle. So let us now start our topic. Are you ready, children? There is something coming up on your screen, very interesting, what everybody knows. Materials can be classified according to their electrical properties, that is conductivity, on basis of conductors, semiconductors, insulators. This you studied in your school level already. So we are starting the lesson, today's lesson, with something which you already know. Materials on the basis of their conductivity, electrical conductivity, we are dividing as how many? 3. Conductors, semiconductors, insulators. Do you remember, children? Your examples for conductors, semiconductors and insulators. Do you remember? Yes, in your school level, your teacher must have taught you very clearly. Conductors. Examples. What are the examples for conductors? Copper, Yes or not? Silver. Silver is even a better conductor than copper, right? So, two examples I gave. Like that, what is the next one? Semiconductor. What is the next one on the screen? Semiconductors. Okay, semiconductors. Last year you learnt in your 10th class. Example. What is the examples for semiconductors? Silicon, one example. Germanium, another example. SI standing for what? You know, all of you in your chemistry. It is coming. The symbols. Silicon. G standing for germanium. Okay, one of the examples. So, silicon, germanium, these are all best examples of semiconductors. Now, let us look at the insulators. Insulators. What are the examples for insulators? You all know, all of you. Wood, one of the best insulators. Yes or not? When you do some electrical repair work in your home, you will stand on a wooden stool, yes or not, so that you will not be at the risk of some electrical shock. Similarly, rubber. See, in your home also, your parents might be telling, whenever you are doing some electrical repair or handling the switches and all those things, wearing the rubber chappals will prevent you from shock, yes or not? So, this conductor, semiconductor, insulator, you already know. Now, what is the importance of this discussion with today's class? We are dealing with mainly conductors today. So, what are conductors? They are materials which are having high conductivity values. Okay, they are having high conductivity. In your school level, you have already studied high conductivity. That means their resistivity is very, very, very less. So naturally the current through them will be, they allow the current to pass freely through them. You know, all of you, in our household wiring, we use copper wires. There was a question even in your school level also, yes or not? Copper. Copper wiring is used for household wiring. So today we are mainly dealing with conductors. When I tell conductors, the main property about conductors is, if you remember, you know, all of you, in conductors, you all have free electrons. In conductors, you know that what will be very high in number? Free electrons. What is the meaning of these free electrons? They easily take part in the conduction. That means when you connect the battery, they are loosely bound to the atom. Okay, so they easily move about and take part in the conduction, and current is possible in such materials. That is the meaning of conductors. So now let us look at the electrical properties of these conductors, that is electrostatic properties of these conductors. Shall we do that, children? Now you see, all of you. 1 minute, let the video come up, children. So I am showing you one simple video to make you understand the behavior of conductors. Okay, if you see carefully in a conductor, what is happening? See the electrons and see the nuclei. 1 minute, children. 1 minute. Let's replay this for us to understand what is happening. I will just pause here. These red color dots are the electrons. Blue color are the positive ions. See these electrons in the conductors, they are freely moving about. And when they are moving, they are colliding. They are actually moving randomly. Are they moving in an orderly fashion? No. They are moving randomly. And they are colliding not only among themselves, they are also colliding with the, here if you see, positive ion, positively charged nuclei and this one. Yes or not? But when you apply electric field, they all move in one direction. And which direction they are going, if you see carefully, in which direction they are going, you see carefully. When you apply the electric field, see, now we are applying electric field. Till now, now see, all are going from left to right in the screen. That means towards the positive side. Yes or not? Towards which side they are going? Positive side. So this is the behavior of the electrons, free electrons in a conductor. They move randomly and they collide among themselves as well as the positive ions, that is positive charge nuclei. And when you apply a battery connection, that is electric field, they move towards the positive side. I hope you followed. Now let us try to understand about the important properties of electrostatics of conductors. Let us see what are the results of this particular electrostatics of conductors. There are a few results which are having a lot of importance in your daily life. One by one, let us try to understand each and every result. Shall we do that, children? First one, inside the conductor, electrostatic field is zero. Okay, inside the conductor, electrostatic field is zero. Let's try to understand this with the help of one simple example. Okay, now you see the same video which we played earlier. Till now, no electric field is applied, children. The electrons are moving randomly, free electrons. The moment you apply electric field, in which direction they are going towards the positive side. Yes or not? Now let me explain this by using a simple example here. And let us also try to understand why the electric field is zero inside the conductor. Now on the screen, what you are seeing is one battery connection. This is a battery. Yellow color highlighting is the battery. Battery is connected to two plates of a capacitor actually. This is connected to positive, this is connected to negative. This is only a symbolic representation, children. Okay, right? You just understand that in a parallel plate capacitor, one plate becomes positively charged, one plate becomes negatively charged. Then you all know electric field will be created from positive to negative. Okay, electric field will be created from positive to negative. So there is an electric field in between the positive plate and the negative plate. Okay. See, what is the direction from positive to negative? Let us call this electric field as E. What is this electric field, children? E. Now this white color thing you are seeing, all of you? Yes. The moment I keep the conductor, this is white color thing is the conductor, let us say. A plate, metallic conductor plate I kept inside the electric field. So if you see carefully, this minus are the electrons, this plus are the nuclei, let us say, immobile. They are a little heavy, yes or not? The moment I keep it them here inside the field, electrons are all going towards the positive side. So what happens is that leaves me one face of the metal plate becomes completely negative charged. The other plate becomes positively charged. That means a state is reached where already there is an electric field from positive to negative. which is I am calling it as E. Let me show once again. Already there is an electric field. Big yellow color arrow you are seeing, that is the electric field E. And you will be getting doubt again. Sir, inside the conductor also now on the conductor also one phase became negatively charged, another phase became positively charged. No. There also one electric field should be there. No. Yes. There is an electric field now which is acting opposite from this positive to this negative. Let us call that a field as E dash. Now this E and E dash are equal and opposite, so they will get cancelled, children. Once again I am telling, this E value and E dash value are equal and opposite in steady state. Steady state means what is the meaning? You will see the word steady state in the textbook number of times. Steady state means no more movement of the charges occur. The charges have settled down. So the force has already acted on them. The charges are now settled down. One phase became negatively charged, one phase became positively charged. If you see, I will just show to you. You see here, all of you. This side became completely negatively charged because the negative charges were pulled by the positive. And this has become positive. Okay, that can be easily understood. This side has become positively charged, this side has become negatively charged. So in steady state, what happens is, one electric field E dash has been created, which is opposite to the field E, equal and opposite. You know, whenever electric fields are equal and opposite, they are vectors, so they will get cancelled. That means you will now easily understand, sir, if E and E dash cancel, then what happens? Inside the conductor, electric field will become zero. The electric field inside the conductor becomes zero totally. That means no electric field can exist inside a conductor. And if the conductor becomes charged, so now you are asking doubt, sir, where are these charges actually? These negative and positive charges are now on the surface of the conductor. So whatever charging takes place to a conductor, the charge is entirely on the surface of the conductor. So inside the conductor, the electrostatic field is zero. So I hope you understood one very major point. Very major point. What is that major point you understood? Inside any conductor, the electric field will always be equal to what? Zero, children. No electric field exists inside a conductor. I hope you understood the first point. Let us look at the second point. At the surface of a conductor, the electrostatic field must be normal to the surface at every point. Normal. The word normal means perpendicular. At the surface of a charged conductor, the electrostatic field must be normal to the surface at every point. So let us now see. I am giving you an example. If you see here, this example we studied already in our unit 4. A charged spherical shell, yes or not? For that, how are the lines? Magnet, that is field lines, they are normally emerging from the surface. They are emerging normally from the surface. That means field is going away at each and every point. Yes or not? Normally, the word normally meaning what? Perpendicular. The electric field is perpendicular to the surface at each and every point. How is it? It is perpendicular to the surface at each and every point. That is the meaning of this. The electrostatic field at surface of a charged conductor must be normal to the surface at every point. Normal meaning perpendicular. So you are seeing that the field lines are perpendicularly emerging. That means that the field lines are emerging perpendicularly means that the electric field is perpendicular to the surface at each and every point. That is the meaning of that. I hope clear. Shall we move on to the next point, children? So let us look at the third point. The interior of a conductor cannot have no excess charge in the static condition. Interior. What is the word interior meaning here? Tell me. Interior. Interior meaning. Anybody? What does the word interior mean? Inside. The word interior means inside. Okay. Of a conductor cannot have no excess charge. Excess meaning extra. In the static condition. Static condition means when the equilibrium is there, that is static condition. Okay, shall we try to understand this point, children? Let us see. Again, I am taking the example of the conductor on which there are charges. One side positive, one side negative, let us say. Okay, as a simple example I am taking. Okay, inside that I am choosing a cavity. What is that I am choosing? Cavity. Cavity means a hollow part inside. Okay, so inside this particular cavity, electric field will be zero. Electric field will be zero. So I took it as a simple example. So whatever cavity is there inside, electric field itself is zero. So there cannot be any charge inside this particular cavity. Whatever charge is there, that will be pushed to the surface. Okay. So that is the meaning of this point. The interior of conductor cannot have no excess charge in the static condition. I hope it's clear. The next one. E is equal to 0 inside the closed surface, yes. So electric flux phi through this surface is 0. From Gauss law, so let us now try to prove that the charge inside is, there cannot be any excess charge. That means charge inside must be 0. Okay. E is equal to 0 inside the closed surface, yes. So electric flux through this surface is 0. That is understood. Because if field itself is 0, flux through the surface also should be 0, no? And from Gauss law, you all know electric flux phi is q in by epsilon 0, where q in denotes the charge inside the surface taken. So you all know in your Gauss law, you learnt that. What did you learn, children, in Gauss law? You learnt that phi is equals to q inside divided by epsilon 0. But in this case, what did we write? Electric field is 0 inside the conductor. If the electric field itself is 0, then substitute here, flux must be 0 automatically. Then is equals to 0. That implies if you cross multiply, then what do you get, children? Q in is equals to 0. That means inside the conductor, there cannot be any excess charge. Okay. There cannot be any excess charge in the static condition. So when it is charged, whatever charge is there, that will be on the surface. It cannot be inside. That is the meaning of this. When a conductor becomes charged, where does the charge go? The charge is entirely on the surface of the conductor. Okay, entirely on the surface of the conductor. There cannot be any charge inside the conductor. I hope you understood. Next one. So electric charge Q in is equal to 0. Any volume completely inside a conductor is completely neutral. What does the word neutral mean, children? The word neutral actually means there is no charge at all. Absolutely no charge inside. That is the meaning. Okay, shall we move on? The fourth point. The electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value as inside as on its surface. Once again, you read all of you. The electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value as inside as on its surface. Okay. So inside a conductor, potential is constant. That is what is the meaning of this. And has the same value as inside as its surface. So let us try to understand this, children. Okay. 1 minute. So inside the conductor, electric field is 0, you all know. Using this first step, already you studied that electric field can be written as minus dou V by dou L. This was a derivation which you did in your earlier webinar. Now see the connection here. This is the conductor which we have taken. Inside the conductor E is 0. Yes or not? Now what is the first step? E is minus dou V by dou L. For all points inside the isolated conductor, E is equal to 0. We have already seen. So 0 is equals to minus dou V by dou L. Substitute. Then what do we get? Dou V is equals to 0 by cross multiplying. I hope this is simple. Very, very simple. No need to confuse at all. Okay. So what did we write? E is equals to minus dou V by dou L. Okay, as E is 0 inside the conductor, then what do we have, children? Dou V by dou L with minus sign is equals to 0. Yes or not? Or dou V by dou L is equals to 0. So that is 0. If I cross multiply, what am I going to get? Dou V, which is change in potential or potential difference, is 0. Minus sign anyhow will be gone because anyhow dou V is 0. Minus dou V is 0 or dou V is 0 means the same thing. Yes or not? That means potential difference is 0 between 2 points. Let us say VA and VB are the 2 points. Dou V denotes potential difference. VA minus VB is equal to 0. Or getting the answer, VA is equals to what? VB. That means inside the conductor, where am I talking about? Inside, 1 minute. So, shall we continue? Inside the conductor, A point potential is equal to B point. That means both are having same potential. So what does this mean to us? All the points inside the conductor are all points have same potential. All points have same potential. That means potential is constant throughout the conductor inside. That is the meaning of this. Inside the conductor, potential is constant. So what this one application, one more application I will tell you. See, same one more example. Just now you saw that charged spherical shell example. Last unit 4 also you saw, no? Just now we have taken one example, uniformly charged spherical shell. We were dealing with it. Yes or not? So we were writing like this. Yes, this is a uniformly charged spherical shell. Yes. Okay. So inside the electric, that is inside the shell, electric field is 0. But potential is constant everywhere. And one important result of this is, if the radius of the sphere is r, okay, then potential on the sphere will be potential on the sphere will be V on is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. What is the value? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. And in our fourth point, what did we tell? The potential inside is the same as potential on the on the surface. Did we not tell? Yes or not? That means V inside will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. So this is a very beautiful point, children. Why it is beautiful? Sometimes question will come. What is the question I am asking to you? Can you give me an example? What is the question? Can you give me an example where electric field should be 0, but potential is not 0? Electric field should be 0, potential is not 0. Can you give an example? Is this possible? First question. Is this possible? That is one question I am asking to you. Okay. If so, give example. Then what is the example for this? That is the question I am asking. Then you can easily, confidently give example. Yes, this is possible. It is possible. Okay, what you can give answer? Yes, it is possible. Okay, and you can tell example. This example what I told. Inside a charge, uniformly charged spherical shell, electric field is 0, but potential is not 0. This only you can write as example, children. This you write as example here. Okay, everybody. So I hope you got one question and answer for your public examination. It is there in the textbook also. Please note the answer for the question. I think this is the first question or the second question in your very short answer questions. Okay. Let us move on, children. I hope you are clear. Okay. So VA minus VB is 0. That is dou V 0. Already we saw. VA is equal to VB. What does it mean? Electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has same value as inside on its surface. I hope the explanation is clear. Now let us see the next point. Electric field at the surface of a conductor is E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 into n cap. What is this sigma? It is a surface charge density. Okay, epsilon 0, you all know. N cap is a unit vector in the direction of the electric field. So this is the proof what we have to give. E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 into n cap. Before I actually tell you the proof for this, I want to tell you one important point so that everybody will know the charge density here, surface charge density, okay, is given by charge by area, children. Charge per unit area, that is the meaning of this. Its units will be, I discussed this in unit 4 actually, coulomb per meter square. Okay, so let me move on. For bringing that equation, let us consider a conductor. This is the surface of a charged conductor. So wantonly we are taking any shape, children. Here you might be wondering what is this shape? No shape at all. No shape, no particular shape. It is not rectangle, it is not square, it is not any sphere. Any shape. That means this result is valid for any shape. That is the reason why we are taking some arbitrary shape. Arbitrary meaning any shape. The surface of charged conductor I am showing to you. Charged conductor itself means all the charge is entirely on the surface. Very, very important. All the charge is entirely on the surface. There is no charge inside the surface. Okay. And what is the surface charge density of this surface? Sigma. Okay. Now, I am considering a Gaussian surface, a cylindrical Gaussian surface. So how is this Gaussian surface? It is partly inside the conductor and partly outside the conductor. That means some part is inside the conductor. Let us assume that this border you are seeing, red color border, that whatever is below the red color border is inside, and whatever is above the red color border, that is outside. Okay, and since the charge is on the surface, let the electric field is we know just now we studied one point. What is that point? Electric field is normal to the surface at every point. So E is in this direction, normally going outside. And you know, dou S is the area of this small cylindrical, that is small surface which you have chosen. And you know, area vector also will be in the same direction as electric field. So now, just inside the surface, the electric field is 0. You know, all of you. Why? So whatever part I have shown you below that border, inside that border, if you see this part we have seen, if you just now see, inside here the electric field will be 0. Okay. One minute, children. This is actually for the surface, entire surface, children. Okay. So let me continue. Just inside the surface, the field is 0. Everybody know. Just outside, the field E is normal to the surface at every point. You all know, just now we studied. So total flux through the surface is Phi is equal to E into dou S. How did you get this? Flux formula. Flux formula, don't forget the flux formula. EA cos theta. You wrote or not? What is that you wrote? You remember flux formula, children? Flux formula, what did you write in your unit 4? The flux is given by formula EA cos theta, where theta is angle between E and A. Now in this case, if you see, electric field is pointing normally. Area vector also will be in the same direction. Here area is dou S. Since both are in same direction, cos 0 we will take. That means E into dou S into cos 0. That is 1. What will it become? Flux is equals to E into dou S. Okay, I hope you followed. Let me go to the next slide. The total flux through the surface is phi is E dou S. Let us call that as equation number 1. From Gauss law, total flux through the surface is phi is equal to Q in by epsilon 0. That all of you know. Let us call that as equation number 2. The total charge Q in is sigma into dou S. How did you get this? I showed you now. I have shown you just now. Sigma is equals to, what did we tell? Charge by area. Here sigma is sigma, and through that Gaussian surface, what we have shown? Q in is the charge inside the Gaussian surface, that is just outside, and A is the, here dou S. Dou S is the area which is under consideration. Okay, Q in is equals to cross multiply sigma into dou S. Okay, everybody? Here, charge Q in is sigma into dou S, or phi is equal to sigma dou S by epsilon 0. Just a minute, one more children, one more point, children. If I just go back, this cylinder outside part also is very small, very small. This cylinder itself is small height, children. Please remember, it's not a very big cylinder, small cylinder. That is what you must consider, Gaussian cylinder. Okay. So I'm going back to the equation. So you might be seeing in the figure it is looking very long. No, it's a small cylinder. Okay. Only for the visual sake, I have drawn it like that. I'm going back. Okay. This you have already seen, equation 2. So here Q in is sigma dou S. That means phi, substitute children, Q in value here in equation number 2. Phi is equal to sigma dou S by epsilon 0. So now if you see our equations, once again, do you see the equations? This is, we have explained. Phi is EA cos theta, that we have already explained. Using that we got this. Okay. Next, what about this one? This already we explained. This if you substitute here, okay, then what you will get? Q in, that is phi is equal to sigma dou S by epsilon 0. Okay. Now let us call that as equation number 3. Next one, the total flux through the surface is phi is equal to E dou S. That is 1. Already we saw. What is the third equation we got? Phi is equal to sigma dou S by epsilon 0. Now see first equation and third equation. The left hand sides are equal. Right hand sides also must be equal. So from 1 and 3, E dou S is equal to sigma dou s by epsilon 0. That means right side equate with right side. Dou s cancel. You can cancel the dou s values. So this dou s cancel with this dou s. What are you left with? Let us see. E dou s is equal to sigma dou s by epsilon 0. So that we already saw. We cancel the dou s and dou s. If you cancel dou s, what is left off? E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. In vector form, we can write E bar is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 into n cap, where n cap is the unit vector in the direction of electric field. So that brings me to the next point of electrostatics of conductors, which is electrostatic shielding. Shielding means protection. Okay, electrostatic protection. What is this and what is the importance of this? Let us try to see. Whatever be the charge and field configuration outside any cavity in a conductor remains shielded from outside electric influence. The field inside the cavity is always zero. This is called electrostatic shielding. Whatever be the charge and field configuration outside, any cavity in a conductor remains shielded from outside electrical influence. The field inside the cavity is always zero. This is called electrostatic shielding. So, whenever there is a conductor, whatever is the charge on it and whatever is electric field outside, if there is a cavity inside the conductor, then the electric field inside the cavity will always be zero. Cavity means hollow part. Cavity. Cavity means hollow part. The cavity inside, electric field inside the cavity will always be zero. That is called electrostatic shielding. Okay, so let us try to understand the importance of it by a small interactive video for you. Okay, let us see. So as the video plays, I will explain. What are you seeing, children? An aeroplane. An aeroplane which is flying in a thunderstorm situation. Yes or not? A very thunderstorm situation. Can you tell me, are the passengers inside the plane safe or not safe? Yes, general common sense is they are safe. Let us try to understand. You know that due to the lightning, it is getting charged. But passengers are safe. Right? Let us try to understand why and how. You know that the Gauss law states that total flux is given by 1 by q by epsilon g, that is q in by epsilon g. And if there is a cavity inside the conductor, that is charged conductor, inside the charged conductor's cavity, electric field is zero. So what is zero? Electric field is zero. See here. Net charge inside is zero. Okay, net charge is zero inside the conductor. And electric field is also zero. So what is the importance of this? Let us try to understand. Children, in 1836, Faraday designed a metallic cage, children. which is preventing the entry of electromagnetic fields, and it is known as Faraday cage. What is that known as? Faraday cage. See here. What are you seeing? A Faraday cage. Okay. So, if you see, all of you, in this Faraday cage, there is a metallic cage here, and a person is standing inside the metallic cage. And this is an artificial lightning, and it is not entering the inside part at all. That means any lightning charge is not entering the inside part, and the person is protected. That means this Faraday cage is working like electrostatic shielding. That is the importance of this electrostatic shielding, children. So the Faraday cage is a direct idea of electrostatic shielding. In this case, if an artificial lightning is created, the person inside is not affected. Let us continue. You are able to see. See here. Even if an artificial lightning is striking the cage, inside person is not at all affected. He is completely safe. Now you are seeing here, one very, very sensitive electrical instrument is there, which is kept inside this metallic cage. This is the metallic cage, children. If you see carefully, this one you are seeing, all of you, this part. 1 minute. So where are we? Over here. So let's continue our discussion. Yes. So if you see carefully, this cage you are seeing, you see the pointer, the mouse pointer. This cage is acting as an electrostatic shielding. Whoever is inside that, they are protected completely from the lightning. Is the lightning causing any harm to the person? No. Like that only, this box you are seeing, this box is an electrostatic shielding. It acts like a Faraday's cage. So what is a Faraday's cage? It is a metallic cage, and anybody inside that cage is protected from any electric field. Okay, because we know electric field is zero if I inside the cage. So the persons inside the cage, they will not get affected. Like that only, any sensitive electrical instrument can be protected from external electric fields by this Faraday's cage property. That is electrostatic shielding. One more example I will tell you, application. Okay, you see that sensitive instrument? It is completely protected from outside electric field. Here this person also is protected. Now you see carefully, this example everybody knows. What is this? You might have seen in your bakeries, microwave oven. If you see carefully, the walls of the oven, they are all made of metal. See? So when you close this and start the oven, 1 minute I will show you. You see carefully. Inside, when you close and heat and start, switch on the microwave oven, inside the oven, microwaves will be heating the food. And microwaves are very dangerous, children. They are highly dangerous. So, they should not be leaked to the environment. So, if they should not be leaked to the environment, who will prevent it? That metallic shielding will prevent it. So, if you see carefully, 1 minute, children. The metal shell in microwave oven acts as the Faraday's cage. It prevents the microwaves inside the oven from leaking to the environment. Okay. Next, you see here, this is coaxial cable, children. Coaxial meaning they share the same axis, which is generally used in television. Okay. And if you see carefully, let the video come up. This wrapping you are seeing, this is the copper wiring around the cable. Okay, this is the copper wiring around the cable. See here, this is the actual wire, copper wire. Around that there is the copper braided shielding wiring, children. That is copper shield is there. What is the purpose of this shield? We are seeing, once again you see, you will understand. Where is this actually? You see carefully. Outer part is plastic, you know, all of you, in wires, household wiring, that is any wiring. Underneath that there will be copper wiring. Okay, so coaxial cables used for television generally have a copper braided sheet underneath the PVC. Okay, that acts as a Faraday's cage, and it protects the internal conductors and also prevents it from external radio frequency leakage. So that is the purpose of this shielding what we are using. Next example, if you see carefully, so this is what we have explained. This everybody know. Now you see this person, he is working in high voltage area and is wearing some special protective gear. Yes or not? Some special protective, some coat like thing is wearing. No, that is also a form of that electrostatic shielding. You see carefully. See this blue colored sheet. Some way shielding is wearing. This is very, very important. See here. What do you see? A room with some metallic shielding they are preparing. See here. Now you saw. What is this? Everybody knows. It's an MRI scanner. And in whichever room MRI scanner is there, the walls of that are completely made up of some electrostatic shielding material. So what is the importance of this? The Faraday's cage used in the MRI scanner room to prevent external radio frequency signal from causing any distortion to the data coming from the patient. So you know, all of you, whenever a patient is taking an MRI scan, what happens? The scanner should record the data correctly. So while recording the data, if any external signal from outside enters the MRI scanner room, that will disturb the scanner and cause wrong data. So the diagnosis may go wrong. So to prevent that from happening, the entire MRI scanner is put inside the Faraday's cage, children. Very interesting, no? See, complete Faraday's cage. So we come to the again that is aeroplane question. So aeroplane is flying in a thunderstorm and it is getting charged, but people are protected inside because what is the reason? What is the reason, you tell me? The persons inside are sitting inside the cavity. Yes or not? This is a conductor, and inside the conductor electric field is zero. No field can enter inside. So all the persons inside the plane are absolutely safe. One more question. You are seeing here bus. Okay, why am I showing a bus to you? So if you are seeing carefully, the bus is generally made up of metal. Yes or not? Body of the bus is made up of metal. So inside the bus, if you take, just a minute, what are we showing to you? See once here. 1 minute, children. Here you see, inside the bus, electric field is 0. Electric field is 0 inside the bus. That means inside the conductor field is 0. No. Electrostatic shielding. The bus acts as a electrostatic shield. So if you see passengers sitting inside the bus, and if there is lightning outside, lightning means no, thunderstorm and lightning. If the lightning is there outside the bus, will the passengers get affected? No, they are all protected by the property of electrostatic shielding. So the bus acts as Faraday's cage, and all the people are protected. So we use lot of equipment in our home. All are sensitive equipment. All must be protected from this outside electric fields. You can use electrostatic shielding property to protect them. So that brings me to the end of this webinar. I hope I have explained all of the points. What have we learned? Let us see. Inside the conductor, electrostatic field is 0. At the surface of a conductor, the electrostatic field must be normal to the surface at every point. The interior of a conductor cannot have no excess charge in the static condition. Electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value as inside, as on its surface. Electrostatic field, that is electric field at the surface of conductor, is E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 into n cap. Whatever be the charge and field configuration outside, any cavity in a conductor remains shielded from outside electrical influence. The field inside the cavity is always 0. This is called electrostatic shielding. To test your understanding, 2 questions. What is electrostatic shielding? Can there be, sorry, this is B, children. I'm sorry. This is a typographic error. This is B. Can there be electric potential at a point with 0 electric intensity? Give an example. This is a textbook question. Please answer it. I have already answered it in the explanation. You can find the answer in the explanation. Thank you. Thank you all, children. I sincerely thank my coordinator, Madam Shalja Garu, for this opportunity and for her support. I also thank my campus principal, Sri Sivaraj Garu, for his continued support and encouragement. I thank our additional director, sir, and JD, sir, for providing this platform in these situations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It was indeed an elaborate discussion on conductors, electrostatics in conductors. Children, as sir was saying, this is very important topic. Please refer to the textbook and refer to the sir's class and make a notes on your own. This is important in point of view of your competitive examinations also. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening the students on this important topic. We'll meet in another interesting session of electrostatics. Thank you.
Thank you, children. Good day.